Hey guys! So apparently a lot of you guys liked the last talkie commentary focused video that I did, and were basically begging for me to do another one, so hi, hello, here's the second one. And if you missed the first one, feel free to click the link in the description below and hear my awkward talks and just like the last one, I'm not going to be talking about what's going on screen, but if you're curious, I'll put information in the description down below what's going on in the video. This is mostly a focus on the topic that I put in the title, which is essentially talent versus skill. And that isn't exactly what I might be talking about, because that's kind of like the general sense of what I'm going to be covering. But it's happened to me a lot recently, and just to be clear, I'm not calling anyone out, I'm not angry, this isn't like a vent or anything, exactly. I am not innocent of this, I have certainly done this before. I just kind of wanted to talk about it, because I haven't actually experienced it happening to me before until recently. Like a lot recently. Not like a lot, but anyway, point being, just people coming up to me and being like, wow, you draw really good and I'll never be able to draw this good, like no matter how much I try or whatever. And just those kind of, like, I don't really know how to say this without sounding like angry, but I'm not upset really. It's just, I can't exactly view those as compliments, because it's like you're putting your own self down and saying, oh, I'll never be able to achieve something that somebody else has achieved, and I don't think that's true. I think people are very capable of achieving whatever they want to if they're able to dedicate themselves to it. And I didn't get this far in artwork. I mean, I'm not like great or anything, but I didn't come out of the womb and start drawing. Like, I was not just blessed with this gift of art. I have been very lucky and very privileged in many circumstances, which helped lead to how far I've been able to get in my artwork, but that's not the same thing as a natural talent, which is something that I feel like people kind of, again, without the whole scripting thing and this being on the spot, this is actually very difficult to do. But anyway, talent to me, and basically what talent is something that is a more natural, like you're born with state. So if somebody is naturally talented at the piano, they're going to be very good at the piano with very little practice, very few years of training and all that stuff. But somebody who is skilled is somebody who has worked years on the piano and is very good. Like, there's a difference. And to me, I have the skills, but not the talent. And I kind of like to make that sort of separation more clear. Like, again, if you say like, oh, you're so talented, like, thank you, I appreciate that. That's not what I'm trying to get across here. What I'm trying to get across is that this is such a weird video. These are gonna be so awkward until I get used to them. I'm sorry. But what I'm trying to, this is a lot of random points, kind of like the last video, which is the whole talent versus skill. People saying they'll never be able to achieve things, and me saying like, yes, you can achieve things, and here's my story. But basically my story is, I started drawing when I was little. I was very lucky to have a parent who was into the arts herself. However, I mean, she wasn't like super artistically awesome, but she was just interested in the arts. Like, she would like to go to museums, and she was big into stamping. She really liked to stamp. My mom, by the way. Hi Mom, if you're watching this. Anyway, so I was very lucky that my mom was so into the art world that it kind of led me getting into the art world, and my parents were just generally supportive of whatever I chose to do. So that was also a benefit for me. But I definitely wasn't like this good, quote unquote good, when I was little. It was something that I worked on, and periodically I'll show some like early artworks with some dates next to them in post-edit. And so yeah, I was not this far ever. I mean, I worked many hours to get this far. I did a lot of studies and practicing and exercises. I looked at a ton of tutorials, and I actually tried the things that the tutorials said to do instead of just reading them and then being like, oh, I'll remember that for the future. Like, no, I sat down and I tried out what the tutorial was telling me to do. So yeah, that's pretty much just me building up my skill set. And so it's just strange to me that people come up to me nowadays and are just like, wow, you're so crazy good. And then like I show them my earlier work. I'm like, here is my work from insert a date many years ago, and they're like, what? Is it what? Is that a joke? Are you really? And I'm like, yes. It's just weird. I guess I'm not used to these comments. Like, I swear, I have done this before to other artists that I've greatly admired. I don't do it anymore because my viewpoints and things have changed. I used to go up to artists I really like, wow, you're so crazy good, and like I can never imagine seeing myself getting that far. And then looking back at people, not everyone, because a lot of them are still way better than me, but some of the people that I used to admire, like I look back at their old artwork and I'm like, well, I can do that now. And you don't think about it. You don't look, you are so focused on the now. I'm not saying you as in like all of you, but this is also including myself. Like sometimes, even now, like I look at other people's artworks and I'm like, wow, I have no idea how they did that. That's really crazy. I don't even know how it would start to get there. I cannot imagine myself being there. Like I still have some of these thoughts, but I now know that I could get there. I might not know the exact path that would lead to it, but it's all about practicing and doing these exercises and studies. And I guess to kind of talk about the picture that's going on in the background, this was just random. I just decided to sit down. I mean, I needed to have some sort of background, nothing drawing going on. And I was like, I haven't done digital art in a while, let's do that. And I drew this, and I actually am not that happy with the end result. And I was really debating on not using it. But then I asked Alex and my friend Kelly, and they're both like, oh, just use it, it's fine. It's like a great example about how you're not always happy with your work. And it's like, yeah, this was 50 minutes long, and it was really not easy for me. I'm not used to painting. Just FYI, it's not supposed to be realistic. I wanted that cartoonish look to it. And it's just blah. Like, I don't really like it all that much. And I think it's a good thing for me to show off works that I don't like and works that I'm not proud of. Because it's like, not every work that someone is going to produce is a masterpiece, and this topic is all over the place. Like, I hope that my points are kind of getting across despite the fact that I'm so rambly. I feel like it's more natural for me to just talk versus script it and then just read from a script, because that sounds a bit robotic, because I'm not that great at reading speeches and stuff. But, because I want to have, like, a conversation. I want to sit here and I want to talk to you guys about my feelings about this stuff. And I want you guys to talk to me about your feelings about this stuff. And, you know, just get some sort of thoughts flowing and talk about our experiences and maybe how you guys feel when you see somebody who's like insanely good at art and you're like, oh, my brain can't comprehend. I guess another point that I'm just trying to get to is that, like, you can't look at somebody's position where they are in their art right now and just judge it purely from the now and really only think about the now. Like, yeah, sure, you can do that, but it's important to kind of have that sort of afterthought that says, well, how did they get here? Where did they come from? And this is one of the big reasons why I don't hide my old artwork. One of them is that I like looking at my old artwork. It makes me feel good. It makes me like look back and be like, wow, I used to suck, and now I don't suck as much. And so, like, that's one of the reasons. Another reason is because I like to see other people's progress and where they've come from. And since I think that if I do, then there's probably at least one other person who likes to see those things, so I leave it open for that. But another thing is, it's like, to prove that I worked to get here. There's nothing wrong with being naturally talented, by the way. Like, if you're naturally talented, that is awesome. I'm gonna have to admit that I'm a bit jealous. But you're just as fine of a person as somebody who's worked for it. Like, there's nothing wrong with being naturally talented. I'm just trying to come off that not everyone is naturally talented, and that I feel like it's important to recognize the people's work to get there. And again, I'm not trying to make this about me. I'm trying to make it as a general thing. Like, oh my god, everybody go look at my stuff and say how great I am and compliment me on my journey. Like, no, I don't mean to come off like that. I'm just trying to say, like, if you're gonna go look at somebody's artwork, like, I think, even for me, like, I think it's important for me to go and look at somebody's artwork and say, that's really good. I'm sure they worked pretty hard, because odds are they worked to get that far. Another thing about that is I think that it helps you, general you, not you specifically, and including myself, to be like, if they could do it, so could I. And we might not get at the same point. We might not get at the same point at the same time. We might not, I don't know, just a bunch of differences are totally possible, but it's still totally possible to get further. And I feel like when people tell me that, oh, you're so talented, I could never draw that good, it's like you're putting this mental block that's limiting you, and you might not be doing it exactly consciously. I mean, I definitely have gone through bouts of feeling like crap about my art, so it makes sense. Like, I can totally understand, like, feeling that limitation. I mean, right now I'm kind of feeling it, like, in where I am right now in my art, I'm feeling a bit held back. I just think that, like, it's important to know that you can get somewhere, and that it is possible. And I feel like I'm a broken record, and I feel like this video is just about as bad as the previous one. Guys, oh my god, like, you better be freaking... I got so many people saying, like, that they love the awkwardness of the last one. Here you go! It's the second version of the awkward. Fuck my life. I don't know if this video was at all helpful. I don't know if this video will do anything. I don't even know if this video is a video. This video is just so messed up. But it's okay. We're all a little messed up, so it's alright. But hopefully some amount of points got across, and maybe it will spark some sort of thoughts in your brain that make you think, like, oh yeah, positivity, let's go do all the things. Alright, since I, like, don't even know where to take this video anymore, I'm gonna say that it's totally long enough. I totally did my job, and we're good. Alright. Feel free to, yeah, comment your thoughts on these thoughts and your experiences, and I don't know, if you guys have any topics, ideas for, like, future talk videos, for, you know, more awkward fun time with Sam, yeah, you can comment that stuff too. And I'm just gonna go ahead and leave this video hanging right here. Okay, bye.